This is still going to be in search params. So if we go back to our website here just to show you, localhost 1234. We have all the search facets that we need to be able to search for pets, but we're not actually using that to hit the API yet, right? So what we want to do is we want to add the ability that we can go and hit the API and get pets back so we can display them. So we're going to add another use state here. We're going to say const pets and set pets equals use state, and it's going to be an empty array, right? Because when you first request things from the API, there's going to be no pets there. Okay, here above the use effect, we're going to make an async function. So async function request pets. And what we're going to do is we're going to say const animals, which we're going to destructure, right? Because we know it's going to be called animals. And we're going to say equals await pet.animals. And we're going to send the location, the breed, and the type, which is going to be the animal. All right, so a couple things to unpack here. This may be your first time using an async function. So an async function is a function that is guaranteed to return a promise, right? So anything that's an async function always returns a promise. Even though I'm not doing anything here, this returns a promise that will resolve whenever this function completes. Now I'm just ignoring it, but that's beside the point. So that's what an async function does, but this, like the superpower that you get inside of async functions is that I get this await keyword. So pet.animals returns a promise itself, right? And I'm just saying, hey, wait here in this function until this completes, and then give me back the data. So I could say pet.animals.then, and then do all that stuff inside of there. But here I'm just saying, wait for this to finish and give me back the data. So it makes this like asynchronous code of like go to here, wait, go to here, wait, go to here, wait, and then finish, right? So I'm a big fan of async await. This just makes this code look really, really nice. So now I have animals. I'm guaranteed that animals will be done by the time I get down here. And I can just say set pets with the animals. Or if it comes back with nothing from the API, just set it to continue to be an empty array. Right? If I request something and no animals come back, set it to be an empty array. And that's what this OR operator is going to do for us. Either it's going to be whatever was in animals, or it's going to be an empty array. Pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool. So now what I can do is I can go down to the form. So this form that we put in here, and I can say on submit equals, and I need to do two things here inside of this function. The first thing is like, I don't want it to actually submit a form, right? Like an HTML form. So I'm going to say e.prevent default, which you've all have probably done at one point in your JavaScript career. Or not. If not, then God bless you. You've missed a really dark time. Just kidding. But this will prevent it from like submitting like a HTML post form. And then all we're going to do here is we're going to say request pets. So if we try to transpile this right now, by default, Parcel is making this work for Internet Explorer 11. As a representative of Microsoft, I am sorry. We don't need that, right? Like this is just a demo application that you and I are working on for fun, so we can just target modern browsers, right? We're okay to target the last two versions of Firefox and Chrome and call it good. Obviously, you need to cater this to your audience, right? So make sure you're looking at your analytics to figure out should work for 99% of my users or something like that. But for us, we're just going to say make it work for the latest browsers, and that's it. So actually here inside of my notes, I have a really good list for you to hit all the latest browsers. So go ahead and just copy that right there. Or you can type it out, but it's a lot. So again, this is in the handling async. So handling async right there, number 9. Down here, this browsers list thing. Okay, and then I'm going to put this inside of my package.json. You can put it really anywhere, but here underneath dependencies is good. And so all this is this is an array of various kinds of browsers that I want Babel and PostCSS, which are both running behind the scenes inside of Parcel, like compile my code to work for these browsers. And Parcel already knows to look here, which is cool. So this will get the last 2 Chrome versions, Chrome Android, Firefox. These are all the quote-unquote alive evergreen browsers. Now the reason why I wanted to do this is because only very, very modern browsers support async await. Otherwise it's going to transform this into something called a regenerator, which we just don't even want to deal with, believe me.